Hello, it's Ashley here from Paper&Twine. I hope everybody is well. So yesterday I had to take Blue to the vets. Bless her. She was very well behaved. The day before yesterday, I started to get used to the idea of going into her cat box by luring her in with treats without the door on the cat box. And this morning the same, and she trotted in quite happily. She didn't stay in there very long, and she came out. But as soon as it came time to get her in there to go to the vet, she knew. And yeah, actually we've had worse experiences, but in the car, bless her, she was shaking and meowing, and Ella came with me because yeah, it just helps having another person in the car. And Ella was talking to her, you know, and stroking her through the cat carrier. But the vet was absolutely lovely. I cannot praise her enough. She was so kind and absolutely enamoured of Blue. But Blue is going to have to go on a diet and do more exercise. She has put on about 1/2 kilo since last year. Oh dear, I think she was 4.6 kilos last year, and she's 5.2 something now, nearly 5.3, so that's not good, is it? Yeah, so smaller food portions and more exercise. Yeah, the vet wasn't too concerned, but she said it would be good if she got under the 5 kilos, so at least 300 grams to lose. But that's enough of me waffling on. And I've just seen the state of my fingernails as well. I have got clean hands, believe it or not, but they're stained with ink and oh goodness knows what. What are we going to come on and make today, I wonder? Well, gift bags are always very useful, aren't they? And I've made a prototype. I saw this again, it was on Sally Stampers, I think, and it was about making the best use of your DSP. So I sacrificed a bit of first edition gardenia paper. You can see that's the one side of the paper and that's the other, just to have a go. And this is dinky. It measures 3 inches that way by 2 1/8 that way, and is 1/2 inch this way. But although it's, you know, dinky, you can't get a lot in it. I've got these chocolate Santa mini bears from Aldi. They're very nice actually. I've just eaten one. It's not good, is it? I think they're £1.99 and you get 25. It's nice chocolate. But I thought, well, maybe, you know, if you've got a girlfriend, you could put an eyeshadow in there, or I don't know, there's not a lot else you could fit in here really. You could get some better chocolate than this. Maybe some of the Ritter Sport or something would fit in. I don't think the bag is even wide enough for those green and blacks minis that you get. I don't know. So I've had a go at making my own version, but I'll leave a link to Sally Stampers down below. She's a very clever lady. I find a lot of these Stampin' Up demonstrators are, even though I don't tend to buy Stampin' Up because I find the prices are just out of my reach at the moment while I'm not working. We know the stuff's good quality, but the demonstrators, you know, do have a lot of good ideas. But I thought I would have a go at making something that would be big enough to house one of these bad boys. And this is just the Aldi bog standard, but I think it's got 5 mini bars inside it. I'm not sure. I don't want to open it up because I might give it away to somebody. Just seeing if there's any more information about it. They do source UTZ certified cocoa though, whatever that means. Fair trade of some sort. Maybe it is just one in here. I don't know. I'm not going to open it. No, I'm not going to open it. But yeah, if you made a few of these bags up and just stuck one of these in, I'm not quite sure how much these are. They're under £2 and you've got 200 grams of chocolate, and it is a nice chocolate. But if you had a few of these on standby, if somebody dropped by unexpected and brought you a gift and you hadn't got anything for them, you know, just give them one of these. So I measured the dimensions of the box and worked out where my score lines were going to be, and I made a prototype. Again, I'm using stuff I'm not bothered about, you know, sacrificing. You can see I've put a score line in the wrong place here because I scored on the wrong side to start with, but actually it doesn't matter, it just adds another bit of detail to the bag. And I haven't bothered putting any handles on this one yet, but it fits our chocolate bar a treat, but you can see it sticking out the top because, stupid me, when I was calculating my paper size, this gap I measured as the same as the chocolate bar. So we're going to have a go at my second version now, and let's hope that this one works. So I just popped that down there out of the way, and I thought again I would use what's in my stash. These would be good for male colleagues at work. I think the bag is quite a decent size, that you could put a whole load of things in. I'm thinking for a woman, you could put some makeup in there, you could put face masks, sachets of bubble bath or bath salts or whatever. So it doesn't have to be chocolate, but I'm wanting to use what I've got in my stash. And what you do need for this is paper with quite a good contrast to get the best idea. So you need a double-sided paper for this, and I don't want to use this one because it's got cut aparts on it. Actually, that one might have been quite nice. It's a bit busy for a card, but perfect for bags. Got stickers here that I haven't used all of. That's quite nice actually. And I thought about this one, but when you do the folding back to get your contrast, the text is going to be upside down and you've got text on both sides. Or would it? Yeah, one way would be upside down. I like this. It's very subtle, isn't it? But again, it's got cut parts on that, you know, would make nice gift tags or cards or whatever. What's on the back of this one? We've used this for something already, haven't we, early on? Can't remember what it was now. Oh, we covered our Advent book in it, I think, didn't we? Yeah. So that would have been quite nice. You'd have that as the contrast. And have your text up the other way. Yeah, so that would have been quite nice. But I have chosen this one because I don't know what else I'm going to use it for. And what you will need to do, that's that side, by the way, and that's that side. It's lovely, actually. I've only just noticed, at first I thought it was all just snowflakes, but it is the holly leaves as well. I don't know whether the camera's picking that up. Very subtle, very nice. Yes, so you want a piece of 12 by 12 if you're going to make a bag my size, and you need to cut it in the right direction. So the 12 by 12 you want at the top, okay, that's going to be the width of your bag, and 11 3/4 is going to be the height of your bag. So I think that this is my 11 3/4 side. Let me just check. Yes, it is. Okay, so you need to bring in your scoreboard. We're going to do some scoring. On the short side, you want to score. Now I need to make sure that I get this the right way. So this is going to be the bottom of my bag, and that's going to be the top. Yes, so you need to score at, it's always best to check these things, you need to score at 1, which will give you quite a nice tab. So you score at 1 and 11, sorry, and 9 1/4. So that's 1 and 9 1/4. Then on the long side, you're going to score at 1, 2, just making sure I've got it lined up properly, 6, just lining up the top and the bottom, there's my 6, 7, running out of space, 7, come on my baby, and finally 11. Okay, put my trimmer and scoreboard out of the way. Now, it's going to be hard to see the score lines, but this is the top of our bag. So we're going to work with that first, and I'm carefully going to fold and burnish this, making sure that my sides are matched up, because you want this to be as neat as possible. And I'm going to burnish. That's not brilliant. Can you see? I've got a little bit of a gap there, but we will just do what we can do. And we're going to burnish our other score lines now. And just in the interests of time, I will come back to you when I've done that. Okay, so I've burnished all my score lines now, and the box is starting to take shape. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some wide tape. I don't very often use tape, and this is where it could all go horribly wrong. I'm going to apply some wide tape to the edge of this piece here. And you can see I'm working in a very small space. So just very carefully lining up the edge. Giving that a really good adhere down, and I'm just going to trim. I've just seen a score line I've not burnished actually, is why it's difficult on this paper. We'll perhaps do that together in a minute, and just trimming that off. And I am going to remove this from the card or paper, and I'm very carefully going to stick that down so you can see we've got our contrast, and I'm just going to burnish that top line and all down here, and you can see where I haven't scored perfectly and I've got a little bit of a bit missing, but never mind. We're going to burnish our bottom score line, if we can see it. It is very thick paper, this graphic 45 paper. So I'm just going to burnish that. I'm going to take my cardigan off actually. I'm really sorry about that noise. I've gone really hot all of a sudden. There we go. Now we want to come back in on the top here, and we want to reinforce these score lines where we've got the double layer of paper, just so that our bag will sit nicely. Yes, I don't know why I've got a bit of a heat coming on. Maybe it's still because I am a little bit under the weather with this cold. So much better than I was. I mean, it's been a week now since I had it. Came on last Wednesday afternoon, evening, and here we are again, another Wednesday. So far, touch wood, Mr. Paper and Twine hasn't gone down with it, and Ella's okay. Mind you, Ella keeps herself to herself for most of the time unless she wants something. Does anybody else find that with teenagers? It's her birthday soon. She'll be 19. Right, so we've done that. Now, I don't know whether you can see, probably not very well. There are some little squares, and we just need to cut and notch up to this score line. So these are going to be the tabs that help your bag stay together at the bottom. So we're not cutting them away, we're just wedging them a little bit. Where's the next one? There's the next one. So we're just doing the square tabs. Leave the rectangular tabs as straight as you can, just for a better finish. I'm quite pleased that I worked out these measurements. I'm always in awe of people who can work out these 3D projects themselves, and glad to say that I'm starting to get there and developing my confidence a little bit, you know, in giving things a go. So, you know, although Sally Stampers did this project herself, I've made it mine and resized it for what I want it to be. So all we're going to do now is tuck these tabs in, and this is going to be the back of our bag. Can you see how that folds together? And we're going to have that at the back like so. So, bearing that in mind, let's just put some glue on here. A lot of people would use tape, but I think I'm going to use glue. And I'm just going to tidy that little edge up a little bit where the paper is hanging over the edge by literally a hair's breadth. So you want that to come over on itself like that. And that is going to make, oh actually, or do we want it like that? No, because you'll see the join there at the back. So the way that I had it before is right. You're going to have it like that, and we're going to put some glue on here. And I think I'm going to bring in my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue because it is a quick grab. So I'm not gluing my tab, my little short tab at the end. I'm just gluing this long rectangular tab. And where you've got the double thickness, just be careful. And I've folded my bag flat so that I can line up that edge. I've done it wrong now. It needs to go like that. So that goes in on itself. So yeah, so that goes in on itself. Let's glue that again. So hadn't quite got it right, but this is only the third time I've made this, and still learning. We learn together. I'm going to just put a bit of extra glue at the top because we want to make sure that that is nice and strong, and making sure that I've got plenty of glue down the sides there. So let's try that again. So that is like that. This is going to be a strong, sturdy little bag actually. just lining up so that we've got an almost invisible join. I mean, it isn't invisible, but you know what I mean. But I think that's quite neat, and because you've got the double layer with that tab folded over, it gives quite a nice finish. So I'm just going to go in with my bone folder and just give that a real good going over. And at the top here, there we go. Now, just going to tuck this tab in, and where's my back? That's my back, so I want that to fold over like that so that I haven't got a nasty bit showing, and it's just a case of adhering that. Oh, and look, you can see our pattern almost joins up, not quite, but almost. So let's just bring in the glue. This is nearly running out. I need to fill it up. So what day are we on? I've forgotten. I didn't say at the beginning, did I? I think it's day 13. Day 13, lucky for some. So that means I've got 18 more things to try and think of to make. Look at that. Can you see? That's almost seamless. Couldn't have worked that out better if I tried. Right. Now, the only issue I've got here is that that isn't stuck down, but we'll sort that in a minute. I'm just going to go and find something to use for handles. So I've had a rummage in my drawers, misses, and I found this. It's from somebody called Ruby and the Crow. Goodness only knows where I got this from. And I don't think there's an awful lot on here, but it's on this lovely, heavy wooden spool. And it cost me, as you can see, £3. And I thought this would be quite nice to make the handles with. So let's see if we can find the end. Look at that, that's really sweet. They had put a little loop in the end, and this has got wire in it as well. So what I'm going to do is bring in my little hole punch, and I'm just going to eyeball punching holes for handles. Trying to get them equal as on one side. I do need to invest in a crocodile, and I think that's about the right height. If you wanted to and were precious about this, you could mark before you assembled your bag where you wanted your holes to go and punch them before you assembled it. But I think that's about right. It's not too badly off anyway. And we're just going to thread this through. So it's like a kind of, feels like a kind of hessian that's got a coarse wire through it. So I'm just tying a knot. And obviously you could embellish your bag with tags and die cuts and whatever, but I'm just showing you the basics. And in fact, actually what I might do, I've got a little strip of paper that we might put at the back of this to stop our handles coming through. So like I can tape it at the back. How big do we want our handle to be? About like so, I think. So we'll cut it about there to tie the knot. Thread it through. And pull plenty through so you've got, you know, comfort in working your knot, as they say. There we go, that's that. That's quite cute, I really like that. And we're just going to do the same with the other side. So there we go, there are both handles on. As I say, you could add a little tag on here, little tag there, you know, Merry Christmas. You could cut some of these down as a little tag hanging off and put some paper on the back to write a message on. I really enjoyed that project. Shall we see if our chocolate bar fits? It does, and it's not peeking out the top like it was in my prototype. If I lay it down that way, you can see that you can't see it out the top of the box, and you've got a little bit of a lip there, so you could put some tissue paper over the top of that. I'm really pleased with that as a kind of first attempt at, you know, resizing something myself. I just thought I'd show you how I calculated it, because you can do this for any object that you've got to do your own bag for your own object. So I made a template of the small version so I could see the layout of the score lines, and then I knew that I needed a tab, and I wanted to increase the width of mine from 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So I had a tab of 1 inch, this little bit here. This bit was 4 across, so I've got +4. This bit is 1, oh, +4, plus another 1. I mean, you could actually get rid of that bit. So that's how I worked it out. And then I worked out that I wanted about 1/3 of the height of the bag to be the reverse. And took it from there. So like I had my measurement for this. Obviously you need your bag to be a bit bigger than your measurement, than the length of your object. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you so much for your support on this little series. How many did I say I'd got to think of? It's 13. This is day 13, so I've got 17. I've got 18 projects to think of, 18 different projects to think of. One of them might have to be a card, or more than one might have to be a card. We'll have to see. But there we go, there's the back of our bag, there's the front of our bag. If you'd got a better hole punch than me, you could set eyelets into this just to make it really, really nice. But if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love to get more thumbs up on my videos. I know I'm getting thumbs down, I don't really mind, as long as you engage with me. Please leave comments, and I would love it if you're subscribed if you aren't already. Take care, everybody. I will be back tomorrow with day 14. See you soon now. Bye.